Man!
They say every great piece of media is able to be told in a trilogy. The Lord of the Rings, Spider-Man, the original Star Wars trilogy, the original Sonic trilogy, The Dark Knight, Godfather! Okay, maybe not the last one, part 3 kinda sucked, but you get my point! And what time of year might it just so happen to be? That's right. It's Butch Hartman makes another mistake so incredibly stupid that I have to once again talk about it around the same time as my last 2 videos. A time. Really gotta get a short name for that. But yes, we all know the score at this point. Butch Hartman, creator of our childhoods, heavy referencer for $200 commissions, cultist out to cure autism, proud Kickstarter creator, and the catalyst to my first ever popular video that is now gone and you'll never get to see it, so don't ask! Anyway, giving a quick play-by-play for all the fans on the edge of their seats from home. We ended last year by introducing Butch's Christian cartoon, The Garden, a 6-episode series at 7 minutes each selling for $130 on Gumroad. Unfortunately, it appears to no longer be for purchase, but that hasn't stopped Butch from continuing on his mighty quest. Now, for all the exciting updates in the case of Butch paying Kuro the artist for something he contractually has to. Lastly, we took a look at how Butch's successfully funded Kickstarter, Oaxis, has been doing after 2 years of development, only to find literally nothing had changed from when I looked at it back in 2019. Unlike last year, however, for the first time we have an exclusively public update for its development. Before getting to the main attraction and exciting event we've been anticipating from Butch for the past 3 years, however, how about we first take a second to admire some of the wonderful pieces of art Butch published on his Twitter since the last video.
Looking ever so diligently at this wonderful gallery, first we have this wonderful piece of Timmy Turner, main character of Butch's show The Fairly Odd Parents, interacting with what can only be described as a young Mr. Mackey from the popular animated television program South Park, drizzled in the remains of Shrek's pubic hair and dressed accordingly for the winter season. What's that? Oh, my mistake. This apparently is supposed to be the Grinch. Moving on, we have an image of Remy Buxoplenty, another of Butch's wonderful creations, interacting with Monkey D. Luffy of One Piece fame, seemingly running away from a stun grenade, as that's the only scenario I can picture in which these two entirely unrelated characters would run from a massive ball of saturated light behind them. Finally, we have this... oh dear. It appears as though Butch has deleted this wonderful piece from his own gallery, but rest assured, thanks to Butch's many fans, we were able to find it through archiving. Here we see a lovingly created picture of Mikasa Ackerman from the anime series Attack on Titan, looking down at you with a gaze of pure wonder, almost as wondrous as another piece almost identical to that of Butch's, but how do I put it? Less shit. And not heavily referenced from another photo. This has been Butch Appreciation Hour, brought to you by Just Stop. And now, on to the main event of the video, the release of Oaxis Entertainment.
But hold on just a second.
Boo.
Have you ever wanted to take out your anger on me for my terrible opinions without committing a felony offense? Well, now you can with the new Just Stop plushie. Kick him, punt him, fucking punch that fucker, destroy him, he doesn't care. But yeah, we just need to sell 200 of these things in the next 30 days and we can get them into production, so check it out through the link in the description. Alright, on with the video. What could be seen as the real beginning of my and many others' ever-present fascination with Butch, Oaxis is an idea he launched with a simple goal in mind. Make a streaming service, but one for the family. One with none of the gore or horrendous scenes you'd see in most saturated TV shows that anyone of your age can like. And you might say Netflix Kids is a thing, but shut the fuck up, honey, grown-ups are talking. Butch wants to bring back time for families to be together with their children and no longer be afraid of what inappropriate stuff they may see. Among his promises, Butch let us know it'd have original movies, games, animations, dramas, and you could even upload your own content to it, and well, because why the fuck not? There's no potential for a system like that to ever be exploited, as can be shown by the impeccable site known as YouTube Kids. And Butch is such a nice guy that he only needed $250,000 to bring this creation to life. Because as we all know, creating a streaming service with original content in almost every field is completely possible with 250 grand. Like making an open world RPG from scratch. Now, it may be true that around 15,000 of what was acquired was randomly added on the last day, and it's been 3 whole years with almost no word, but as of June 2nd, 2021, we officially have a launch for the Oaxis.tv website. How about we check out all the work Butch and his crew have put in? Ooh, here it is. I'm so excited. Of course, I'm going in with high expectations. So let's start with the homepage. Yep, that is indeed a homepage. Clicking on the Get Started button will send you to a login for an account you can't open. Okay, I guess that button is still being worked on. What's 3 years to get a sign up button correct, am I right? Let's instead browse the site. Oh, it goes back to the
Exact same page.
Maybe I can search for something. Nope, that doesn't do anything when I actually click on it. Well, how do I get anywhere off the main page? The thing is, I actually couldn't. The only way I was able to get any access was by following Alpha J's link to the comedy section, with which I was then able to look at the other sections. I mean, it did take me multiple tries since the server kept crashing for some reason. I guess because they didn't expect more than a dozen people to be on Butch's major streaming service at a time. A logical sequence of thought. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to record my own video for reasons I'll explain in a little bit, but thankfully Pie Guy rules in the stream looking over the whole thing, so that's what I'll be using alongside my notes for most of this section. First, taking a look at the comedy section. Oh, that's weird. I can't click on the icons, or rather, when I click on them, they return me to the main page. How strange. Well, maybe I can look at the description for what these programs are about, so I can know beyond the title and section. Nope, never mind. That doesn't do anything. Did I expect any less? I guess the best I can do is try to check off some of what Butch promised to us by looking at the titles of videos and assuming. It's the best I can do. Starting with comedy, we've got Sonic, Drawing Challenge, Pokemon Challenge, Drawing Challenge, Danny to Timmy, 10 years later. You know, a lot of this comedy section seems to be comprised of not really even content, but just drawings Butch has made. I guess they could be speed paints, but I can't say it really falls under any of the categories Butch promised beforehand. Don't really know what it has to do with comedy either, but then again, most of these videos appear to be recycled from one page to the next without any coherent thoughts. I wouldn't ever slander the name of the Butch Hartman, though. I mean it as a compliment. Clearly, he's working on an intellectual level too high for our mortal minds to comprehend. Why else would he just straight up put many of his older YouTube videos on the platform with no subtlety whatsoever? I suppose these live action segments are the new content from Butch, but to be honest, I can't be completely sure depending on his track record so far on this page. Starring such wonderful Christian family entertainment as Brain Swap, which appears to actually be from Hobby Family TV, the one channel he made a show for, Sofa Spuds, and Among Us. Butch, didn't you say in your Kickstarter specifically that you wanted to have content free of violence, in particular placing importance on murder scenes? And isn't one of the main functions of Among Us killing other crew members? Perhaps I'm just overthinking it. After all, Butch did get 3 different installments made for it. There must be nothing wrong if Butch says so. Looking at the checklist, I didn't see any news or sports here, but we've got video games and maybe sitcoms plus reality shows. He's got some dramas, but they're all from Butch's failed site, the Noog Network. And so are all of his games. Can't exactly upload my wholesome family content when I can't even create an account. Looking at what movies Butch has, he's got Frozen apparently, and the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, both of which are properties he doesn't have the legal right to use since he doesn't own them. Not really original either, considering that's what Butch said we'd be getting. Same thing with shows like My Hero Academia, Danny Phantom, Johnny Bravo, and more. Butch doesn't have any of this stuff under legal right to use. These don't lead to anywhere, but if they did, he'd be in some major legal trouble if he wasn't motherfucking Elmer Hartman, king of animation. He can do no wrong! You might be asking why literally everything about this appears to be fundamentally broken and like it was made with a Microsoft WordPress template, which, I mean, it was, based on the code, and you may ponder as to why the initial mock-up for what Oaxis would look like is completely different from this and has movies and games and TV shows of which are not on the site, but you know what? Fuck you. Perhaps if I leave to cool off a bit and come back tomorrow, everything will be sorted. Oaxis won't appear to be a blatant scam. Butch will let us know that this was just an awkward beta some intern accidentally published. The love for Butch will return, he'll make 10 billion more cartoons, and... Butch, where is Oaxis? This is the same web address that's been used for Oaxis for the past 3 years, so why is it now Butch Hartman with 1 H? Oh, I see, Butch, you sly dog, you. April Fools! Kinda late to be doing it in June, but you got me, buddy. Looking at this obvious joke website, we can commission Butch. Look at his podcast and YouTube channel, both of which were supposed to also be on Oaxis if the site itself is anything to go by. And this must be where the actual Oaxis is. This little classes tab on the side should work, since classes backward is Sesalk. And in Butch speak, I think that means autism cure. So let's take a look at the actual Oaxis. I've been able to keep up a joking tone for the past 3 years, and will most likely continue to do that as the years pass if Butch keeps doing things like this. But really, I do gotta feel bad for everyone that supported his Kickstarter all that time back in 2018. And for what? A WordPress document clumsily put together with almost no buttons that work, leading to a site that crashes so much a first-year graphic design student can get it to function more properly. In the end, it looks like that money just went to fill Butch Hartman's $50 million crammed pockets. Because where was he when the site opened? Not a single post almost anywhere. Not on YouTube, Instagram, even Twitter. Oaxis was, and is, a scam, and we knew that from the very beginning, but seeing it basically phase out of existence after such a horrid release is both amazingly funny and the saddest thing I've ever seen. Maybe we'll meet again one day, Butch. Somewhere out there in the universe. Or rather, I'll just see him and all you guys once again next year when we return for the greatest anime comedy on YouTube, The Life of Elmer Hartman. See you later.